Okay, welcome back. So we've got basically asking and answering, and right now we're asking and answering like right back to back, like with no time in between. What we want, what I'm going to show you now, is that we're going to ask them a question, we're going to remember their answer, and then do something with their answer later. So it doesn't have to happen like right, boom, boom. So we're going to remember that answer. Now, anytime you want to keep track of anything or remember anything, what you're going to need is a variable. So we use variables to keep score. We use variables to keep track of how much health the character had. Today we're going to use a variable to keep track of what they said, what their answer was. So you remember variables, hopefully. They're over here in data. You're going to hit data. We're going to make a variable. And I want to name this thing something that makes sense. So I'm going to call it the name, because it's going to store whatever they said their name was. Boom. Awesome. And while we're at it, this is going to be awesome. Let's make another variable. So pause me if you need to catch up or rewind. I'm going to make another variable called the age, because I'm going to ask them about the age. Spoiler, spoilers. But I'm going to ask them about their name. I'm going to ask them about their age. Now, we can hide these eventually if we don't want them there, but the name, the age, right now think of them almost like storage space, or like just a cup where you would put something. Right now they don't have anything in them. Now, what I'm going to say is, over here in your code, I'm going to drag this down here, hold on to it for later, but what I want to do is I want to grab this. You got set, change, show, and hide. I want to grab this set, and I don't want to set the age. I want to set the name. So I said, hey, what's your name? I'm waiting for their answer. Then I'm going to set their name to whatever it is that they said. Right? So instead of me using it right then and making conversation, I'm just going to take it and put it in the cup. Now, let's see how that works. When I hit run, it says, what's your name? I say Mr. Reed. I can hit enter and take a look. It takes whatever I said, my answer, and it just stored it in that variable. So it's being stored. I can come back and use it later. Now we can hide this, but if we want to, but this cat is going to later look at this variable and do something. Does that make sense? It's beautiful. Now, I'm going to be really lazy. This little setup, asking a question, putting the answer in a variable, is so awesome. I'm going to drag it down just a little bit, and I want to do that again, kind of. I'm going to use my duplicate tool. Duplicate. Ooh, that was not what I wanted to happen. Well, hopefully yours duplicated better than that. Because what I wanted was this. Sorry. Ask and answer, followed by ask and answer. So, pause me if you need to catch up. But ask, answer, blue, orange, blue, orange. Now, I don't want to ask the same question twice. I want to say a different question. And this time, I don't want to set the name variable, I want to set the age variable. Now, so I'm going to ask one question, store that answer. Ask another question, store that answer. So watch this. When you run it, actually, let's say my name is Bob. Enter. That took my answer, put it in the name variable. Now it's asking how old are you, and it's waiting. I'm going to say my answer. Whatever my answer is went into the age. So notice both these, they're just storage spaces where you can store your answers. Now what I want to do is I would like to, once I have all that information, then I want to start having this conversation. So I'm going to grab this say block, and I would like to say, well, hello, comma, space. And here, I want whatever their name was. And luckily, I remembered their name in this variable. Boom. So once I'm done getting my information, then I'm going to start building some conversation. I'm going to use whatever I remembered their name to be, and then I'm going to be lazy and do this again. But this time I'm going to say, now here's what's crazy. When you say you you want to make sure you have that space right there. Otherwise, it's going to get all jammed together. U space, R space, and I'm going to use whatever I remembered their age to be. So I've asked questions, remembered the answers, then I'm using those answers. So if I hit run, what's your name? Fred. I remembered that answer here. How old are you? 20. I remember that answer there. And now I started using those things. Beautiful. So I stored those for later. Now, it seems kind of silly for me to be like showing this to people that, I don't know, like I don't maybe want them to see that I'm remembering their information. So something you could do is you could grab this hide. I'm going to put it right at the beginning. I'm going to hide the age, and I'm also going to hide the name variable so they don't see that I'm doing that right there. So I could say, my name is Sally. I'm 10 years old. Boom. Boom. Look how amazing that is. Now that you've got that, that's just another way to use a variable. In the next video, I'm going to show you doing a little bit of math, and it's going to be amazing. So come back and we're going to add math to this because math makes everything better.